Okay, I have to do my post, and I'm super tired because I just got in. Got in maybe an hour ago, but I didn't settle in until now. I kind of just took care of things, and I shouldn't make these posts when I'm tired, but this is kind of like the time that I have to do it, and I probably shouldn't always do it with my hair half done. My hair was done earlier than I was on a rooftop. But what was I gonna talk to you about? Um, Genuine. Let's talk about being genuine. Um, a lot of people think that being genuine involves always being happy. Happiness is part of being genuine because I think our natural state is happiness. Um, but being genuine first starts with being genuine to yourself. If you can't be real with yourself, you're not going to be ever be able to be real with a person. And why did I even think of this topic to go on? Um, on my way back home after um, a gig I booked, I um, I was thinking really, really, really long and hard about the things that I want to do. And I'm one of those people, I think a lot. Like, I think a lot. And I can be really serious. Um, and I have a very playful side. And they're literally, for me, they're hot and cold. They're the lukewarm area. I'm sure it exists. It happens. Uh, but it's not like my primary state. I'm either this way or I'm that way, and there's no in between. I would almost say I'm bipolar, but I know I'm not. Like, because I don't really get depressed and not really manic. I definitely know when I'm like hyper and energetic, but that's just my natural state. Um, if I ever get down, um, it usually takes me about 10 to 30 minutes before I do something to kind of bring me out of bed. I'll think about it though for a little bit. Um, but yeah, the reason why it made me think about being genuine was because I realized that a lot of my goals um, are they're tangible, but they require so much effort in order for me to get them all. Um, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that I don't really fit into boxes very well. I don't even fit into store-bought clothes very well to begin with. But I don't like labels. Um, I, I, I often go against labels. The minute you try to label me, I usually deviate from it. You could call me a nerd one day, and the next minute, first of all, I don't like the term nerd because I've always said of myself, cool. But I'm smart, so what do you call that? You just call that a smart person. You're smart. Um, and yeah, playful, delinquent. Those have all been like, prudish, um, pretty, a lot of different things. But my goals, I like to, certain things I like to keep to myself, certain things I share. But I have very large, lofty goals. I see myself as a CEO. I see myself as owner of more than 5 businesses. And I'm getting up in age, and I realize that, like, now is the time to do it. And I spent the last 5 years of trying to play this like monopoly game of how to get it. Like, oh, if I follow these steps that everyone else has done, then I can, after doing this, go this way. It's like the path was always to go this way, but because of rent, bills, all of these, time wasters of just, I mean, you have to do a job, but if your goal is to go this way, it makes no sense at all to go this way so that you can deviate later and go that way, right? Right. So, I spent the last couple of years doing that, but I gained a lot of experience. And I came back to DC because my intention was to utilize um, resources that are available here, um, and also the closeness to New York to continue. Um, and building the framework. And I realized that there are a lot of distractions, and there are times where I kind of just want to be, I kind of just want to tell certain people, no, and I can't do this, or I'd rather do this, and certain things you can't really say no to, like certain things you kind of have to, I don't know, inch it away, and that's where being genuine comes in, because um, you don't have to please people, but you do have to make sure you are firmly established into your principle. And I felt like I would kind of forget that. I would get so caught up in the moment that I would find myself dictating all my steps around the people going this way when I knew that I don't want to be at the end of where that goes. And I think a lot of people go through that. I've spoken to a lot of people, and it's crazy because a lot of times when I meet people, I kind of become like their shrink. Like usually, like I meet people when they come into their crisis period, and I'm always like, oh my gosh, like, oh my gosh, like because like my mind is always like running, and I'm like, okay, I'm trying to juggle like 15 different things right now. And now I have to take care of this because I want to take care of this, but even though I want to go here. And um, I came to the conclusion as I was walking up my front steps. And the conclusion was write it down, write it down, and figure out what it is about this direction that draws you there. Like, is it the people? Is it a lesson? Is it an experience? Um, and a lot of it for me is the experience. Like, this way, my goals are this way. This way seems so much more humane, so much more natural. Like, for some reason I feel like if I don't go this way, I lose some of like the magic elements of being a human being. Um, because often when I go with my goals, like the gun finger is completely. Let me make sure I'm on time. The gun finger is completely accurate. I become a sharpshooter. Like I remember when I went off to college, my freshman year. Like I had literally I wrote out my goals in 8 pages, and I told myself I don't want friends. Like, I really told myself I don't want friends, and I actually like set myself up to do really well. And then I let a couple of people in. But I was literally so sad that I'm like, no, I just came for this. And then there were people who would approach me, and I'd be like, okay, hi, and I would always be agreeable. But in the back of my head, it's like, I don't want to talk to you. I don't. Not because there's anything wrong with you. It's because my goal says to go this way, and that 5 years of going this way has kind of helped me jumble a lot more of just kind of like allowing things to come to me, because I like to be in control, and I think this thing about being genuine is kind of understanding that I like to be in control, but I like to flow, and I don't know, maybe you experience that too, and maybe this is something that'll help you, or maybe you just wanted to see me. Maybe you just wanted to see me. Yes. Oh, you remember when I showed you that I paint my nails, and I'm feeling this white, but for some reason the middle finger kept messing up. Um, for some reason. Um, I guess that was today's nail polish thing, and that was me being genuine.